columnist Charles Krauthammer. On the inaugural address, Charles.
I thought it was an amazing speech, historically very important, not memorable. There's not a line here that will ever be repeated, but I think very important historically, because this was really Obama unbound. And I think what's most interesting is that Obama basically is declaring the end of Reaganism in this speech. Remember, he once said that Ronald Reagan was historically consequential in a way that Bill Clinton was not. And what Obama meant is that Obama had changed the ideological course of the country. In 1981, in his inaugural address, within 2 minutes, Reagan had declared that government is not the solution, government is the problem. Today's inaugural address was a rebuke to that entire idea. This speech today was an ode to big government. It was a hymn to big government. In his refrain, the three we the peoples, he said, number one, I'm going to defend what liberalism has achieved in the 20th century, where he mentioned Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. So I'm not going to let any of that be chipped away. And then second, he said, the vision for the future is climate change and green energy. This is going to be his new expansion of liberalism in the new century. And then the third element was this expansion of civil rights, where he talked about immigrants and gays, and he even shoehorned the gun rights under the rubric of security. He outlined the liberal agenda, the big government agenda in the future. Britt talked earlier about how remarkably there's an absence of any mention of the economy, of deficits, of what outsiders would say is the great challenge of our time, heading into over a cliff, a real cliff of debt into sort of a Greek future. There is nothing of that in this speech. Obama has zero interest in that, and this was a declaration that his interest is to restore us to the liberal ascendancy of 60 years that Reagan stopped. He gave us these 3 decades, and Clinton, in the middle of the 3 decades, said in his '96 State of the Union address, the era of big government is over. This speech was a declaration, the era of big government is back. I'm the man who will do it. A remarkable speech.